In the heart of San Jose, California, stands one of the most bizarre and haunted homes in America. It's a sprawling maze of staircases that lead to nowhere, doors that open into solid walls, and hallways that twist and turn like something from a nightmare. This is the Winchester Mystery House, and its story is one born from grief, guilt, and ghosts. It all began in the 1800s with Sarah Winchester, the wife of William Winchester, heir to the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. You might know them as the makers of the gun that won the West. The Winchester rifle was one of the most effective and deadly weapons of its time, used in wars and across the American frontier. It brought the Winchester family an almost unimaginable fortune, but it also brought them what many believe was a terrible curse. In 1881, tragedy struck the family. Sarah's husband, William, died suddenly from tuberculosis. This was after she had already suffered the heartbreak of losing her infant daughter, Annie, to a mysterious illness years earlier. Alone and consumed by grief, Sarah fell into a deep despair. But soon she began to believe that something far darker was at play, something not of this world. Legend has it that a desperate Sarah sought answers from a psychic in Boston. The medium delivered a chilling message. Her family was cursed. They were being haunted by the spirits of every single person who had been killed by a Winchester rifle. Their restless souls were crying out for revenge. The psychic gave her a stark warning. As long as you live, these spirits will seek you. You must build a house for them, a place where the dead can never find rest. But there was a catch, a terrifying condition. The construction of this house could never, ever stop. The very moment she stopped building, the spirits would come for her and claim her life. Terrified by this prophecy, Sarah packed her bags, moved west to California, and purchased a modest, unfinished farmhouse on a huge stretch of land in San Jose. In 1884, she hired teams of carpenters and the building began, and it never stopped. For the next 38 years, day and night, the sounds of hammers and saws echoed through the property. Workers toiled in continuous shifts, adding room after room, staircase after staircase, with no end in sight. What's truly strange is that there were no blueprints, no grand design. The only instructions came from Sarah herself, often delivered in hushed tones after her nightly seances, where she claimed to receive architectural guidance directly from the spirits. The result was a house that completely defies logic. There are staircases that rise straight into the ceiling, doors that open into solid walls. One second-story door opens directly to a sheer drop outside, a feature now famously known as the door to nowhere. There are windows that look into other rooms instead of letting in sunlight from the outside. Sarah believed these bizarre features were part of the plan. She thought that by confusing the spirits with endless corridors, dead ends, and architectural tricks, she could protect herself from their supernatural wrath. The mansion grew and grew, eventually reaching 7 stories high in some places. When construction finally ceased, it had 160 rooms, an incredible 2,000 doors, and 10,000 windows. The house featured 47 fireplaces, 3 elevators, and a network of secret passageways hidden throughout its walls. Every night, Sarah would retreat to her private seance room, a small, isolated chamber at the very heart of the mansion. There, she would attempt to contact the dead, asking them what she should build next to appease them. Even today, visitors to the house claim to feel a strange, heavy presence inside. The air seems to grow colder in certain rooms, and many report the unsettling feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. Tour guides have reported hearing footsteps on empty staircases, doors creaking open and closed by themselves, and even faint whispers that seem to call out Sarah's name in the dead of night. Some people believe Sarah was simply haunted by her own conscience, the immense guilt of living off a fortune built on bloodshed and death. Others are convinced she truly was tormented by vengeful spirits and spent her life in a desperate attempt to satisfy them. But one thing is for certain, her obsession consumed her entirely, right up until the day she died. On September 5, 1922, after 38 years of non-stop construction, the hammers finally fell silent. Sarah Winchester passed away peacefully in her sleep at the age of 83. According to her staff, that very night the workmen simply walked away, leaving their tools exactly where they lay. One hammer even remains embedded in a wall to this day, a final, frozen monument to the project's abrupt end. After her death, the house was opened to the public, and what they discovered inside shocked everyone. They found looping hallways that led back to where they started, doors that opened into deadly drops, staircases with bizarrely uneven steps designed to trip people up, and secret spy holes where Sarah could watch her servants without being seen. It was a labyrinth born from fear and paranoia. To this day, paranormal investigators flock to the mansion, claiming it is a hotbed of supernatural energy. Visitors report feeling the touch of cold hands brushing against their shoulders, hearing faint sobs echoing through the empty halls, and even seeing the apparition of a small woman dressed in black believed to be Sarah herself, still wandering the endless maze she created. Some say the restless spirits of those killed by the Winchester rifle still roam the mansion, trapped forever between its confusing walls, eternally searching for peace. Others believe Sarah herself became a ghost, doomed to haunt the very house she built to keep the dead at bay. The Winchester Mystery House remains a powerful symbol of tragedy, guilt, and the thin line that separates genius from madness. It is a home that defies architecture, time, and logic, built by a woman who truly believes she could outrun and outbuild death itself. So whether you believe in ghosts or not, one thing is undeniable. When you step inside the Winchester Mystery House, you can feel it. A distinct chill in the air, a whisper in the dark, and perhaps, if you listen closely, the faint, distant echo of a hammer, still building somewhere in the distance. If you love exploring real haunted stories, true mysteries, and chilling tales from around the world, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. There are countless dark secrets and haunted places still waiting to be uncovered, and I'll be bringing them all right here for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.